Last week we learned functions, how to organize code into reusable blocks. This week we learned to store data. In our Python for Beginners series, we have shown how variables can contain multiple values for the purpose of demonstrating loops, but we haven't explained any real-life use cases in detail. Generally over the series, each variable has held a single value. One name, one number, one answer. But real programs need to handle collections of data, a list of usernames, a set of scores, a record of student details. Python gives you two powerful data structures for this. Lists, which store ordered sequences of items. Dictionaries, which store data as key value pairs. By the end of this video, you'll know when and how to use each one. Let's start with lists. A list is an ordered collection of items. You create one with square brackets and separate items with commas. Here we have a list of 3 fruits. Each item has a position. This is called an index. Python starts counting at 0, not 1. So, apple is at index 0, banana is at index 1, cherry is at index 2. To access an item, use square brackets with the index number after the name of the list. Fruits at index 0 gives us apple, index 1 gives banana, index 2 gives cherry. You can also use negative indexing to count from the end of a list. -1 is the last item, -2 is second to last, and so on. This is useful when you want the last item, but don't know how long the list is. Lists are mutable, meaning you can change them after creation. To add an item to the end, use append. We start with 3 fruits and append orange. Now the list has 4 items. To add an item at a specific position, use insert. We insert mango at index 1. It goes between apple and banana, and everything after shifts along. To remove an item by value, use removes. We remove banana from the list. It finds the first match and takes it out. You can also change an item directly by assigning to its index. Setting index 0 to kiwi replaces apple with kiwi. Slicing lets you grab a portion of a list. You specify a start and stop index, separated by a colon. Start is inclusive. Stop is exclusive. So index 1 to 4 gives you items at positions 1, 2, and 3, but not 4. You can leave out the start in order to slice from the beginning, or leave out the stop to slice to the end. You can also add a step value. A step of 2 gives every second item in the list. A step of -1 reverses the list. This is a clean way to reverse a list. Just slice with a step of -1. We covered loops in week 3. Lists and loops go hand in hand. The most common pattern is looping through each item with a for loop. For each fruit in the list, print it. Simple, clean, and you'll use it all the time. Sometimes you need both the item and its index. That's where enumerates comes in. It gives you a counter alongside each item. Index 0, apple. Index 1, banana. Index 2, cherry. Enumerate saves you from manually tracking the position. Python gives you useful methods for working with lists. The len function tells you how many items are in a list. If we have 5 scores, length is 5. The sort method arranges items in order. The numbers go from smallest to largest. Add reverse equals true to sort from largest to smallest. The count method tells you how many times a value appears. In this list, the number 1 appears 3 times. The in keyword checks if something exists in a list. Is banana in fruits? True. Is mango in fruits? False. Now let's move to dictionaries. A dictionary stores data in key-value pairs. Instead of accessing items by position like a list, you access them by a meaningful key. You create a dictionary with curly braces. Each entry has a key, then a colon, then the value. Here we have a student dictionary. The key name maps to Alice. The key age maps to 25. The key grade maps to A. To access a value, use square brackets with the key name. Student at key name gives us Alice. Student at key age gives us 25. You can also use the get method. It works the same way, but if the key doesn't exist, it returns none instead of throwing an error. You can even set a default value. Get city with a default of unknown. This makes get safer when you're not sure if a key exists. Like lists, dictionaries are mutable. You can add, change, and remove entries. To add a new key-value pair, just assign to a new key. Student at key city equals London. The key didn't exist before, so Python creates it. To update an existing value, assign the new value to the same key. Student at key age equals 26. The old value is replaced. To remove an entry, use del. Del student at key grade removes that key value pair entirely. You can also use pop, which removes the key and returns its value. This is useful when you need to use the value one last time before removing it. You can loop through dictionaries in several ways. By default, looping over a dictionary gives you the keys. For each key in student, we print the key. To get just the values, use the values method. For each value in student.values, we print the value. The most useful approach is items, which gives you both the key and value. For key value in student.items, we print both. This is the pattern you'll use most often. So when do you use a list and when do you use a dictionary? Use a list when you have an ordered collection of similar items. A list of names, a list of scores, a list of temperatures, when the position matters, or you just need to store multiple values of the same kind. Use a dictionary when each piece of data has a meaningful label, a person's name, age, and email, a product's title, price, and stock count. The key describes what the value represents. Think of it this way. A list is like a numbered queue. A dictionary is like a form with labeled fields. Let's put both data structures to work. First, calculating a grade average with a list. We have a list of grades, sum them up, then divide by the length. Clean and simple. Second, a student record using a dictionary. We store name, age, and grades together. The grades value is itself a list. Dictionaries and lists work together naturally. Third, a simple contact book using both. We have a list of dictionaries. Each dictionary is one contact. We loop through and print each person's details. This pattern, a list of records, is incredibly common in real programs. That's lists and dictionaries in Python. For lists, you know how to create them with square brackets and access items by index. You know append, insert, remove, and slicing. You know how to loop with for and enumerate, and methods like sort, len, count, and in. For dictionaries, you know how to create them with curly braces and access values by key. You know how to add, update, and remove entries. You know how to loop with keys, values, and items. And you know when to use each one. Lists for ordered collections, dictionaries for labeled data. These two data structures will appear in almost every Python program you write. Next week, we're covering file handling, how to read and write files with Python. Your programs will finally be able to save and load data. If this helped, subscribe to the channel. There's a new tutorial every week, and we're building towards real projects. See you in the next one.